Supreme Court has struck down Roe v. Wade.
Yeah, you're looking live right now. The crowds gathering outside of the Supreme Court. Protesters expressing outrage, shock, and fear about what happens next. But you also have some groups there in favor of the decision by the Supreme Court today, pretty much celebrating. So what is the future of abortion access in the U.S.? Now that Roe has been overturned, let's take a closer look at what's going to happen at the state level. 13 U.S. states have so-called trigger laws, which means right now in those 13 states you're looking at, all or nearly all abortions are banned.
13 more states are considered likely to ban abortion, but they do not have trigger laws in place.
Yeah, you know what sets this team apart? When we cover the big story, we verify to make sure you're not getting duped by any misinformation. And with abortion now banned in some states, our Evan Koslof looks into whether those states can stop you from crossing state lines for the procedure.
Here's the question being asked on social media. Can one state ban interstate travel to get an abortion? For example, if West Virginia were to ban abortion, could they also stop one of their residents from going to Maryland to get an abortion? Let's verify. Our sources are a trio of legal experts from the Georgetown Law Center, the Temple University Law School, and the University of Pittsburgh Law School. Our Georgetown expert says one thing is very clear.
No state can prevent somebody from going to another state or back into your own state. The only one that can regulate interstate travel and commerce is the U.S. Congress itself.
So we could verify that no, a state cannot physically prevent a patient from crossing state lines to get an abortion. But our legal experts say that some states are likely to pass laws to try and punish those involved with an out-of-state abortion, whether it's trying to extradite an out-of-state provider, punishing those who aid and abet the abortion, such as the person who drives the patient, or even penalizing the patient themselves when they return to their home state.
They can't physically stop them, perhaps, but they can create liability for someone who is going to help someone do that.
And we're seeing efforts to limit out-of-state abortions already. In Missouri, a bill was proposed back in March, which would have allowed people to sue anyone who helps a Missouri resident get an abortion out of state. This provision was ultimately struck from the bill. And our experts say whether any of these laws are constitutional is the big question right now.
It's not a very well-developed area of law. It's certainly never been tested in regard to abortion. So it's unsettled. And ultimately, the arbiter might be the Supreme Court.
With your Verify, I'm Evan Koslof.
So we're going to dig a little deeper into this and have more analysis about what comes next from legal experts ahead at 5:30.
You can find more coverage of this landmark ruling with context and live breaking updates right now on the free WUSA 9 Plus app for Roku and Fire TV.